Marvin Gaye and get it on. Hello friends, welcome back. Party Monday. I've just had a shower, which is why my hair looks absolutely tragic. That's Mossy using a soda stream, which is obviously the precise moment to do that is when I've just started my stream, so good one, Mossy. If yeah, thumbs up, thank you, that's helpful. Very good. Hello, Frog Jim. Sammy, how's that little elf girl going? She painted yet? Good work. What did you finish? And show us a photo, if you feel like it. Because as I recall, you're a jet. You're a jet painter. It's remiss of me not to be following you, isn't it? I have a rule, right? I don't follow very many people on socials. There was a period where I had 8,000 Twitter followers and I was following 6 people. True story. If you went and looked at my Twitter now, it's probably something like that. I'm going to look that up now. So it's not a criticism of your strength or skill as a miniature painter or as a human being. I just think social media as a general rule is something of a waste of time. I was inverted. Oh shit. Yeah, I was right. You are an absolute animal. Little frog guy. Come here and have a look at this, Mossy. This is up your alley. Look at these little... This is a little bird.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. And then this little froggo guy.
Pretty nice colours.
Don't like him. What about... You wouldn't like him. What about this guy? He's got a little plant friend.
A little snail.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Well, I'm excited to see your take on Sealy. Let's go Purulent Yellow, Deno. Oof. Oof. So this miniature, much like the ones I painted yesterday, and probably the ones I'll paint if I have many left next weekend, or the following weekend, belongs to a game called... Can't say that, was he? Primal the Awakening is the name of the game. And in Primal the Awakening, you fight big monsters. It's much like Kingdom Death, only with less penises.
Can't say that.
You can say that, Emma. You're allowed to say penises. Penises is fine. No! I need to pause for a moment, friends. I'll be back. back. So in Primal the Awakening, we're going to fight this crab monster and bash his face in. Now, he's never done anything to me, this crab man, but I'm sure he will do. And so I'm going to be punishing him for his wildly inappropriate behaviour. Hello there, Cragzog. Pastel violet. Yep, so this is a little crab man. And that's pretty much the extent of what I know about him, actually. I don't know anything else about the crab man. He might actually be a really friendly crab man, but we'll never know. We will never know. Because he's a crab man. I am not a very good dry brusher, am I? Mossie's going to walk past, so we're going to turn off the camera for a second. She doesn't want to be seen on television. Off you go. Should have held on to my dry brush. She's still got sauce on her face from dinner. I should have held on to my dry. Cragzog, you've been on a tear recently, mate. You're saying some very funny things. Very funny things. I'm supposed to be the star of this show, mate, not you, so just watch yourself, alright? Actually, that's not true at all. You say whatever you want, mate. Anything that makes this stream a little bit more entertaining than a middle-aged white guy just painting his toy soldiers in relative silence. Which is pretty much what it is. Okay, crab man. Now we paint some green bits on him. He's a crab man. G'day, Ruprecht von Kaufmann. Yes. So I've set myself. Look, we all know when I'm on a tear of painting board games models that we aim for speed. We don't aim for incredible standards of quality. So what we're doing is trying to paint each of these monsters, of which I've painted 5 now, in a time frame that would be considered ludicrous by most. We're aiming for 4. We're aiming for probably about an hour max on each little dude. Maximum. Maximum firepower. And so far we've achieved a pretty good speed. I I've been filming a playthrough of this game, and I committed to myself at the start of the year that I would only play with painted figures on my YouTube channel. And thus far I've done so, with the exception of I played one game where the models were just absolute rubbish, and I don't recall what that was, but I decided I was going to paint those because they were really bad. Does anyone remember what game that was? Shit. I don't remember, but it was bad. So, but this game just sort of was not on my radar for a while. I don't really know why. I stay quite abreast of cool games, and although I'll purchase a lot, I don't tend to keep a lot. I only keep the games that resonate and really hit the spot. So I think my actual collection as it stands right now is about 25 games. My mate Darren's got about 200. So, and I had a friend the other day come over and he's got like fucking 600 or something ridiculous. So that's not me, fortunately. I enjoy the board gaming hobby, but I don't enjoy it so much that I'm willing to give up eating. Crab man. So yesterday I painted a crazy bug guy, and then I painted another one. What other one did I paint? Rockhead. And then I pulled out some of the other ones. There's some absolutely sick dragons. I've already painted a dragon for this, the starting dragon. His name is Vyraxen. But there is a couple of dragons in this game that are absolutely fucking off their chops. And I'm constantly at war with myself when I'm painting models like this, because I'm always thinking, oh man, how cool would this look if I, poured some time into it and painted a really sick version. Because the detail in this is pretty good, right? It's got reasonable detail. How good would it be? But it's just like diminishing returns. I'm not selling this to anyone. I'm not doing anything with this other than playing it on my table. And if I was to sell this game, painted models generally increases the value of a game marginally, but not a lot, with a few exceptions like Kingdom Death. Painted Kingdom Death will sell for a lot. Yeah, so it's like, do I do what I want to do, which is paint it really sick and like really enjoy the models, or do I just accept, yeah, it's just a board game piece and just, we'll leave it be? And so that's where I usually end up. But every now and then, one of the models is just unreal, and there's a dragon in there that's stunning. Maybe I'll go grab it out actually. Because it blew my mind. Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of this thing. Oh, thank goodness this is still liquid. I've lost a few contrast paints in the last few days, friends. Brave warriors. Say goodbye to Gorgrunter Fur and one other one. It did its best, served faithfully for many years. I really would like to, mate. That's the truth. Because it is a sick dragon. And I'll bring 2 dragons over, actually. Because they are absolutely unreal. So yeah, we're going to try and do 2 tonight. 2 little dudes. This guy I knew would be relatively quick. What are we at? About 15 minutes. Nice. And he's already looking sick. Alright, I'll let this dry, and then I'm going to get the fuck... I'm getting the dragon. Wait till you check this dragon out. Alright. This is a good model. Alright? It's like kind of undead dragon vibes. It's big spiky horns. Spiny back. Pretty cool. That, however, is not the dragon that I was referring to. Have a geezer of this big bopper. It's the dude from the box art, right? So he's the big boss of the story. Have a go of that. Where's a fucking... Here's a... Little Kingdom Death Girl. Look at the size of it. Can't even get it in the shot. But it is an unreal model. It is absolutely epic. So... I'm looking forward to painting him. Do I spend many hours making that dragon the best possible dragon I can? No, I don't. But it's a good dragon. It's a good dragon. See, they're doing a live action, How to Train Your Dragon. It's coming out soon. It's a good film. Four hours could be good. Yep, we could do 4 hours maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Here's one. That's another little like lizard dude. I don't know. It's good models. It's good board games quality figures that are really interesting to look at. And the other great thing about them is they respond really, really well to a bit of contrast paint and a little bit of airbrushing, which means I can knock over a pretty cool looking thing in a matter of a few hours. Collection. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon was a pretty special trilogy. I took my niece to see that movie when she was very young and doesn't remember it, but we took her to see it at a open air cinema at South Bank here in Brisbane. It's just a cinema outside. And I went with my mum and dad, my sister, her husband, and my niece, who was at the time, I don't know, 2.5 or something. Couldn't sit still. Cried the whole time. So really we went to see How to Train Your Dragon for me. That was 1 and 2. They showed them. It was a double feature. So I got to watch both of them at the cinemas in the open air. And there you go. And that is just pretty much the end of my story. There's no other element to that I would like to share. But it was a good time. Alright. I think what we need to do is paint this bit about water. And then we'll airbrush blue. And then we will be able to put a little gloss on it. A little glossy. Yeah, it did have enough dragons. I agree. I learned about a new cooking material. I learned about a couple actually in the last few weeks. So, for those who don't know, the wonderful, beautiful Moss is actually a vegan. And so, all of the meals that I cook are vegan meals. Unsurprisingly. Evil Kilgore or Eve Kilgore. Not sure which. Using a couple champion. This is the main ones I use, which is AK 3rd generation. But I'm also quite partial to some Chimera paints, which are these ones. And then, of course, the Citadel contrast paints. So anyway, I learnt about two things. There's one thing called seitan. Have you ever heard of seitan? I hadn't up until a couple of days ago. It's basically like chicken, but it's made out of flour and water. Special sort of flour. But basically you mix flour and water together, and then you mix that flour and water into it. It becomes a dough, and then you put that dough under water, and you like wash all the fucking flour off it, and it just leaves, I don't know, it's like gluten or something. I really wish I understood it more, but I don't. And it just fascinates me. And anyway, you cook it, and it fucking looks like chicken. It shreds like chicken. It's unreal. And then the other one I learnt about is a thing called TVP, textured vegetable protein. And that's just fucking like mince. Are you listening to this, Mossy? She is. What a criminal. Anyway, there's all of these wonderful things that you can use instead of meat. And I've obviously been checking out vegan recipes and what have you, and trying to learn how to cook better vegan stuff, so I'm doing okay. But what's become very apparent on the internet and people everywhere is that everyone's response to, here's this thing that looks like meat and smells like meat and tastes like meat, is, well, why don't you just cook meat? And the answer that my girlfriend gives, which I have literally no response to, and really, there is no response to, it's that, it's not that I don't want to eat meat, I just don't want to kill animals. And there you go. That's the end of the conversation, really. What can you say? So, I'm being very supportive of her. I'm cooking vegan food. I'm eating as much vegan food as I can. And it's a nice time. But I'm learning a lot. I never even heard of seitan up until this week. I'm going to try making it on the weekend, next weekend. I hope so. I hope so. And I'm yeah, I'm not doing a good enough job of being vegan, unfortunately. But yeah, maybe one day. Do love a good vegan joke though. Heard a great one the other day. A vegan and a vegetarian fall off a cliff. Who wins? Society. Anyway, that's a good joke. Mossy did not appreciate it as much as I did. Yeah, we go to a couple of little vegan restaurants, and honestly, like, good vegan food is as good as anything else, and maybe even better, because they know they've got to work harder to convince people. So. Hello, Sean. It's going well, mate. Going very well. Just painting away. Some big critters. This particular one is called Zelakith. It's got two variants in the game. It's one called Zekath or Zekith. One's called Zelakith. I'll find it for you because it's going to annoy me now. Zelakith, I think. He comes in one of the expansions. He comes in the Nightmare expansion. Use a bit of hair dryer. What's taters, precious? Potatoes. Haven't had enough pistachio in my life recently. So yeah, we're going for 1 hour of power tonight, friends. Got in early. Be able to go to bed early. Mossy gets to go to bed early. We get a good little session in. Everyone wins. It's just a wonderful, wonderful turn of events. Where's my signal blue at? It's the Premier colour demo. There it is. Anyway, there's one thing that I do want to try, vegan-wise, which Mossy is very unconvinced on. And there's this dude who I found a recipe for. His name's Derek Sarno. He just does vegan recipes, and it's sick. But he's famous because he popularised this this vegan steak. Funny guy. Vegan steak, and guess what he makes it out of? A mushroom called lion's mane mushroom. And all it is he gets this mushroom and he puts it in a beetroot like soaking thing. I don't know, marinade or whatever that thing's called. Beetroot marinade. So the mushroom gets all red and bloody. And then he pushes the mushroom down when he's cooking it and smushes it so it looks like a steak. And I swear, when he cooks it, it just looks exactly like a steak. It looks unreal. So I'm really keen to try this. Mossy's less convinced, but I'm keen to try it. Batman. Alright, a little bit of dry brushing on the base with the sand yellow. Oh, save, Dano! Oh, what reflexes! Man, you can't see what just happened here, but I have a cup of water and I dropped it and I caught it before I spilled it. I spilled it, but I caught it before it shattered on the ground. It could be one of the most adept things I've done in my 40s. I've done some good stuff. I used to have great reflexes. I used to do all sorts of things that would just amuse myself to no end. That's happened less and less as I've gotten older. But every now and then a little spark of the old magic just pops up. And Big Dino reminds everyone why. He had one of the fastest hands in the West. I never really had fast hands, but I did have very good reflexes. There was another painting event on the weekend, GMH HMX, up here in Brisbane. I was not in attendance. By all accounts, looked like a good show. Ooh. Let me explain why I don't go to that type of event. There's a couple of reasons. We used to have this thing in War Machine, right, which was called the Australian Team Championships. And it was this awesome event where they'd have states put teams together to compete in a War Machine event, a team's War Machine event, and it was awesome. Alright? I never participated in one, ever. And at the time, I was the captain of the Australian team and was heavily involved in the community and stuff. And everyone always used to be like, why don't you play in the team champs, Deno? And I just was like, I'd much rather give other people a go. If I go to this event and I do about as well as I usually did, I would have had a few games against people who wouldn't have had a good time. And I say that with absolute respect to those people. I was just very good. So, GMHX, small little painting competitions. I feel bad about entering them or participating in them. And many people would probably say this is arrogant of me to say so. And I'm sure those people would be correct. But I just don't think that would be fair. For me to drop one of my dioramas on the table at an event like that, be like, hey, what do you think of this? You know? You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't participate. I did intend to go down to the event, but didn't find the time on the weekend. I know it sounds very ego driven. And maybe I do need to pull my head in a little bit, but I just want everyone to have a good time. if that's something that's within my control or something that I can influence, I would like to do that. Hour of power. What's that Wedding Crashers rule? Rule number 46 or something? Play like a champion. No excuses. Play like a champion. Is that it? Rule number 46. Wedding Crashers. I'm not ashamed to say that if that movie comes on television by some happenstance that I'm watching free to air or some television, I will quite happily give up a few hours of my life to rewatch that. I don't think Vince Vaughn has ever been funnier in anything. It has some of the funniest moments ever to have been filmed. Okay, let's go. You don't know the power of the dark side. Need to put a few little green bits here because he's got some moss there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. See, I don't know why I like you so much. I gave you all of my trust. I told you I loved you. Now that's all down the drain. You put me through pain. Wanna let you know how I feel. What I said don't mean shit now. Ghost presents might as well throw 'em out. Ghost kisses didn't mean jack. Oh, 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 yeah. Cool. Let him dry for a bit. He's almost done. He's got to blacken up his base edge and put some grass on there. Let's see what we can do about this chap. What colour do we want to make? I'm taking you off this thing. I think we're going to use some of that again. Let's use that. And then we'll use purple. Hey, Mossy. Must be watching TV. You played me, even gave him head, now he wants to call me back. Vegas purple. Oh yeah, or shyish purple. Blue. Ugh. It's chaos incarnate here sometimes. Is that a colour we're happy with? I've never really liked this colour ever since I've got it, Magos purple. Just not potent enough. Muy potente is what I want. Doesn't really hit the brief. To be fair, this is the best it's looked. Well, the Crimson Countdown's on, friends. It's on. We're 10 weeks out now, I think. I, for one, am very enthusiastic indeed. We've got a ripping good event coming up. Not sure if we're going to achieve everything we set out to achieve this year, but it's going to be a good event. I like to set lofty and aspirational goals and underachieve on most of them. No, that's not true. I'm actually a perennial overachiever. It's one of the things people dislike about me. Which there are many. Come here. Look, I've been called many things. That is not on the list. Much as I would like it to be, it is not. Nobody's ever called me humble. Especially not myself. I've always disliked people that were falsely modest. It's like, if you're good at something, mate, be proud of it. Let people know. And that perspective has served me well for a long time. What is going to inspire you this year, Sammy? Who's to say? That is absolutely correct, Sean, yes. And we will be doing some social media posts in the lead up to the event to hopefully reinforce that fact for everyone. We appreciate that it's a little bit less time than what most people have gotten in the past. You'd normally have all your judging done on the second day. So we gave up to about 12 o'clock on the second day to submit all entries. So that's not the case this year. Hey Jared, congratulations on your wonderful showing at the Monte Sansevino tour. Yeah, I bet. It's always hard. We used to call it PTD, post-tournament depression. It's a real thing. Standard looked like it was quite phenomenal as always, mate. How did you feel about it? How's the sound cancellation, Mossy? Any difference? Oh, good. Yeah, it looked like it increased, and we say that every year, and every year you think to yourself, well, can't continue surely, and it does, and it's just absolutely bonkers. You know. I must have missed it, mate. But who won Best in Show? I haven't seen it anywhere. Hugo Briones, was that with the woman that he painted, the bust, or the woman that he sculpted and then painted? Is that what won Best in Show? Well, Sean, I would say if you were to ask the best of miniature painters in the world which event they think is the most prestigious to win, probably most of them would say World Model Expo. But if you were to say which event does miniature painting, the scene, really encapsulates the scene and what's great about what we do, I think most of them would say Monte. Like it's a very special event. There's something unique about it. It has a wonderful vibe. It's just a great place to be. Jared will agree with me here. It's just like it's just there's something unique about it. It's just a small little town that just gets swarmed by 400, 500, I don't know how many miniature painters rock up, but it's a fucking shit ton. And it's a tiny town. Like, it's not like it's a tourist place or anything. The name sounds so familiar to all of us. But if you were to ask the average Joe Blow on the street, where's Monte San Savino, they'd be like, oh, fuck, I've got no idea, mate. It's not that far from Florence, but it's not a town that people visit. But yeah, the food's incredible, the atmosphere's incredible, the architecture, the history, the people. It's just a really special place. Did you get to go to Labindi, Jared? Did you get a Labindi sesh while you were there, mate? Ah, what an experience. Was it good? Yeah. Possibly the best food I've ever had in my life at that place. Just absolutely outrageous. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how much it fills you up too. And what did they what was the going rate for the degustation? Has it gone up much? How much was it for probably 15 plates of food? It's just stupid, man. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah. So yeah, to answer your question again, Sean, I think Monty is the preeminent premier event that people uh, want to do well at, but I think it's also the biggest social one, um, the biggest social event. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, John Keys, great dude, great dude. I'm sure he asked about me actually. That's a good question. Right, Mossy. Jared Cloud masters the art of the handshake. That's nice, mate. Good people. Is that behind you and Richard? Or me and Dave Colwell? Or you and Dave Colwell? Yeah, fair enough. I'll accept that. You're much nicer than me anyway. Has it stoked the fires, Jared? or has it just given you a little bit of a respite where you're like, I need to take some time. And just reflect on things. I'm glad. I love it. I love to hear it. Crimson. Should be good. Should be good this year. Hey Craig, so don't even worry if your painting's improved enough, mate. They have a standard category over there, but it doesn't matter. That event will, just being there, will actually give you so much as a painter. It's crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. The amount that I got out of it. Nuts. You know, just, it's kind of like, you don't know what's possible to achieve in miniatures until you see some of these works from Kirill and Mark Masklins and Lan. You know, you see them in the hand, in the flesh, and you look at them and you just think, this just isn't possible. Like, how are they doing this? And it's right there. And you just, and you look at it and you think, fuck, I can do that. And you walk away just wanting to do that. Yeah, do it, Jared. Do it, Jared, mate. Can't go wrong. Alright, 1 hour of power is going very close to finishing, but we've achieved a lot. Alright, so let's talk about this week, because we're going to be wrapping up soon. This week, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, will not be streaming on Sunday night or Sunday morning, because my friend Big Whale's coming up for the weekend. Yo! So it's a weekend of games, food, more games, food, and just a wonderful weekend. We try to do it every couple of months. Have a full-on gaming bonanza. And yeah, it's this weekend. So I'm jazzed. It does mean no painting on the weekend, but we will be back on Monday night. Probably to talk about all the 50 million games I played, which will be awesome. Alright, let's just Airbrush this, not airbrush, dry brush this. And we will call it a night. Well, we'll call it a night at this end of the Big Dano filming section. We're going to head over to the other filming section. We're going to play a game against one of these monsters that I painted yesterday. Are you ready? Alrighty, Zekalith. He's pretty cool actually. Black base edge and Krabby's done. Anyone playing Marvel Snap still? I am. I'm in a guild with all my friends. It's wonderful. Black base rim. And I think that'll do us, friends. So we've finished Krabby, and we just need to do a little bit on him, which we can finish tomorrow. That's gonna do. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Enjoy your week, and let's catch up again soon. Have a great Big Dano time. Big Dano.